Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we've got another deck profile I wanted to go through with you guys. So it's a bit of a spicy Eldlich control deck. I've been playing Eldlich now for a couple of months, so I've had a bit of success with it at locals. I know locals is the foundation of competitive play at the moment. It's the only thing that's actually sanctioned. So yeah, so I've been playing it quite a bit, played it online and IRL. So I just want to show you guys my list. Also as well, if you watched my last video with my Pokemon card collection, apologies for the quality. Some reason when I filmed it in portrait, it didn't like it in the output when uploading to YouTube as well. So I will learn that going forward. And yeah, so anyway, straight back to the profile. So we play a 44 card deck, I believe. This is post Banlist, so it has some new sort of ideas and new ways to play the deck. So it's basically Eldlich control with Dragoon, and yeah, so I'm gonna get straight into the video. 44 cards. I'll show you guys the extra deck and the side deck as well, as a little bit of a skeleton to help you guys that want to pick up the deck. Obviously it is really expensive right now, but the reprints should be due sort of start next year, I would have thought. But yeah, so if you guys can afford it, then I recommend picking up the engine now, because it's, you know, it's still really good. I think it's still one of the best decks. So yeah, so get straight into the profile. So we'll start things off with the hand traps. So we play 3 Imperm, 3 Ash, and then just 2 Effect Veiler. In testing, it does come up where you might need more, but I think that the deck is really strong going second as well as going first, with the utility trap cards we play, which I'll get onto in a minute. I don't play Gamma in the main or side. I don't think it's needed as much anymore, because I think the combo ceiling of Adamantipator is quite low now, so, and it's a lot more fragile. I'm not saying that Gamma is a bad card, it's really strong. I'm playing quite a few bricks in this deck, which you'll probably see in a minute, and I didn't want to play another brick being driver, so I felt like these hand traps were effective enough for me to stop the combo. Which, yeah, so that's the hand trap. So I just only play 8. I would normally play a few more, but my ratios were a bit off if I were to do that. Okay, so that is the hand trap lineup. So for the monsters, we play 3 Lilith. Okay, so Lilith is actually really important for 2 reasons. So one, it's actually 3 reasons. So it's actually a really strong normal summon, which gets you into either your engine or your utility trap cards, which we'll get onto a bit. So Lilith is actually such a strong normal summon. And yeah, you can side one out going second, and it's still really strong. But going first, it's really, you know, it's so powerful to get you into those engine cards. If you don't have access to Lord, it gives you Starlight Sanguine, or it gives you alternatives, which we'll get into in a minute. So yeah, 3 Lilith, really strong normal summon that the deck needs. And then for the Lords, we play 3 Lords. I've seen people cut this down to 2. I think it's only appropriate in the combo builds. I know the synchro builds had to change a lot. And I was playing synchro for quite a while, but I thought in the control and grindier versions, I think 3 Law is really important, because it gives you more of a grind game, and it's more spot removal if needed. And with Called by the Grave gone as well, this card becomes a lot more stronger. So that's why we play 3, to give us a better grind against the meta. And then because we're playing Dragoon, we play the Dragoon engine. These are the 2 bricks that I was on about earlier. I absolutely hate the bricks. They are so annoying to draw, but it is what it is. Because we actually go into Dragoon quite a lot, I was thinking about putting in 3 Fusion, and I would test that going forward actually. I think that's really strong. But at the moment, we use Verte. I'll show you guys a little combo at the end as well, so if you guys make it to the end, feel free to check out the combo. It's not really a combo, it's just like lines of play that get you into Dragoon. That's really basic and straightforward. You need like 2 cards, that's it. So yeah, so that's the Dragoon package. Just play the 1 Fusion for Verte. And then onto the Eldlich engine, we play 3 Eldland. Only the 1 Black Awakening, and then the 1 White Destiny. That's obviously a must of a 3, but these ones I think they're more utility. This one can be a starter card. I know some people want Scarlet Sanguine hit to 1, and I think if that card ever goes to 1, to hit the consistency, I think this card would be really important at 2 or 3. But for now, it's just utility, so that's why we play the 1. And this one's really strong as well, actually. It gives you more recursion, more grind in the deck. And then obviously Eldland is just another way to your engine. And then to round it off the spell cards, we play the 1 now legal, Heavy's, Harpy's, Feather Duster. So this obviously is a blowout against the mirror and to other rogue back row decks like Guru and Altergeist. It changes up the way back row decks play a lot now. I'm going to cover some cards that I think are really important for the deck later on in the trap cards when we get to that section. So it's a bit of a shake-up for control, but I think it's balancing with the hits to the combo that we've had in the ban list. So yeah, really crazy to see this card back at 1. I'm not sure how long it's banned for, but yeah, it was a long time. Certainly before my time anyway, so yep, so that is the spell cards. And then for the trap cards, we are very trap heavy, but that doesn't say that this deck can do stuff going second. So we play the engine cards, 3 Sanguine, 3 Conquistador, and then 3 Hiquero, and the last one, which is the Golden Land Forever. I think this is pretty standard. I'm not going to cover this too much. You could cut this, I suppose, but I like the utility and the grind it gives me to be able to set Golden Land Forever, especially when I have advantage. It's just really good, Omni Negate, and it plays around the Bearly one as well if you're in that position, because you can just send the Lord you have on the field. So that is the trap Eldlich engine, and then we play Solemn package. So 3 strikes, and we actually main deck 3 judgments now. So I'm going to go over this card quite a bit. I think it's really important to main now. You could probably main 2, but I feel like 3's just as strong, and we play 44 cards. So we want to see it more than often, because Harvey's Feather Duster is in the format now, so that's a huge check to back row decks. Solemn Strike, so I play this card because it's really strong going second. Also, it's good against combo and the mirror match. When I say the mirror match, I mean like Dogmatica, Eldlich. I know there are some pure variants running around, but I just feel like Solemn Strike is checks like most decks. That's why we play it. Yeah, it does lose to Harvey's Feather Duster and Twin Twister, but I still think it's really important. And then obviously Judgment is just to counteract main deck evenlies, and Lightning Storms, and now Heavy Harpy's Feather Duster. But then on its own, it's just a negate, and it's a summon stopper, which is important. Not a strong go in second, but it is still a very strong card indeed. And then for the last of the traps, we play 2 Punishment, 2 Ice Dragon Prison, and then 1 Imperial Order. So this is obviously a blowout against a lot of decks, so that's why we main it. And obviously it doesn't hurt you much because you can just send it off Lords. These ones I think are the best traps in the game right now, and they're settable off Lilith, which is so important. So that's the utility Lilith gives to the deck, gives loads of utility with the trap cards and with the engine. I think this card's really good with combo as well. You can like steal their tuners, engrave, hand traps, and like go into high Firebrax. And then obviously Punishment is really strong as well. So there's a couple of cards you can they can counter this, check it really well, which I'll get onto the side deck. But in the mirror match, this card doesn't actually hurt you as much. And then obviously the 1 Order. So that is it. That's 44 cards in the main deck. So quite a big main deck, but we play the bricks that we don't want to draw, so therefore we have to play more. But Lilith gives you that option now, more consistency with brickier decks, because it gives you more engine options. So we get straight into, I think we do the extra deck, which we normally do. So start things off, we just play the Dragoon package, which is just a Vertigo and Dragoon. And then for the punishment targets, we play the Entis, and we also play the Cyframe Lord Omega. So obviously we don't play Gamma. I'm not saying not to play Gamma, I think Gamma's really strong, but this gives more utility when grinding. It has a little more attack than Entis, so it comes up in some situations, and it can let you recycle your trap cards. Also, you play Link Rebo and the Link Spider, so these cards are really important now. So this gives you utility against Lost World. So Lost World in dinos can be a bit of a pain because it stops your Conquistador. So this gives you the choice to remove the token on your turn, and also gives you a little bit of grind as well. So Link Spider is also really important now because we use it to get rid of our golden land trap cards in order to go into Verte, which gives us Dragoon. So yeah, really important. And then we play a little package of the Kriston, Hagfibrax, Selene and Axis Code. If you don't know the combo already, I'd certainly look into it. So basically you go Hagfibrax, summon Effect Veiler, Selene, bring Effect Veiler, and then it's just basically 2 cards into an Axis Code with 3 pops, I believe, or 2 pops. We also play Lambda. I know we obviously don't play the Gamma, but it comes up. I didn't take it out, but it comes up now and then when you need to remove cards from your field. Play Phoenix for utility, and then for the XYZs we play Constellar Pleiades, and then we play the Gustav Max with the Juggernaut as well, just for more utility in the deck, because we don't really need the extra decks much. It's just a Dragoon really focus on, along with the odd Axis. Okay, for the side deck, we play 3 Nibiru. We don't really main deck at the moment because most combo decks are playing around it, but it's definitely worth putting in a side deck for any rogue strategies. So yeah, and for the monsters, we play Inspector Border. So Inspector Border is just not another normal summon. You could main deck it, but I feel like it's better in a side deck when you know you're going first. It's a lot stronger, and it can just be an auto win in some matchups. And then to random monsters off the side deck, we play 3 Chaos Hunter. So Chaos Hunter's in here specifically for the mirror match. So if you don't know what this card does, when your opponent special summons a monster, except during a damage step, you can discard a card and special summon it. So only your opponent cannot banish cards. So this saw a lot of play in Orcus format. So what it does is basically when your opponent special summons a lord from the deck by a Scarlet Sanguine, you can special summon this, and then it locks them out for recurring their resource. And they cannot beat over it unless they have a boosted lord. And if they were to have a boosted lord, you wouldn't summon this anyway. Yeah, just a bit of attacking the side. It can come up, certainly. I played it at, I think, YCS Milan. I played it in Orcus format, and it was really good. I chose this over Lancia, which most people didn't see, especially going to games 2 and 3. The only negative, I would say, that it can be impermed. But otherwise it is really solid for the mirror match. And then we play Cosmic Cyclone. We could probably play Lightning Storms. I just think Cosmic Cyclone is a bit more generic, and Waking the Dragon can be put into side decks now, so I don't want to risk hitting an Awakened Dragon with a Lightning Storm, especially with Harpy's Feather Duster coming in. People are teching it in, so I don't want to fall into that. And then also we play Evenly Match because the best go second. So yeah, really generic side deck, but always play your side deck as to what event you're going to. So yeah, that wraps off the side deck. I hate to call it a combo, but a little path you can get into Verte Anaconda. So all you need to start it is a Lilith or a Sanguine, which we play 6 copies of in total. You also need either one of each trap card, or we need a copy of Outland to search them. So we need one of these, which we play 6 copies of each combined, and then we play 9 copies of these combined altogether. So any one of these gets you into the sort of combo, which I'll get into now. Let's say, for example, our hand is a Scarlet Sanguine and a Conquistador. Obviously with 3 other dead cards in hand, but use these for example. So these are all you need. So basically, go first, as a normal trap deck, you set these 2, and then you pass turn. So basically, you would, let's assume we don't die and don't get OTK'd, we'd use a Scarlet Sanguine, which would get us our Golden Lord, which should be here. And then that would then switch on our Conquistador, which we then use to pop the cards on opponent's side of the field. And if these cards are left untouched, we then go into Verti on a Conda. So obviously this isn't probable, but going into the later phases of the match, going into like turn 5 and 6, you're more likely to have this set up without being removed, so that gives you more utility to go into Verti. So Dragoon is not really a turn 1 play, it's not really a turn 2 play, it's for later in the game when you've diminished your opponent's resources, you can then go ahead for game and make Verti. So obviously with the assistance in the side deck, with the Magical Midfield Breaker and Solemn Strikes set, you can then stop any negates, hand traps that your opponent uses on Verti. So this is what you do. So your opponent passes turn to you, you go stand by main, and then you would you'd link off your golden lands into Link Spider, and then instantly you've then got a link to. Plus, this would then trigger in the end phase of your turn. Plus, you have a Scarlet Sanguine in your graveyard for utility. You link these two off, and then go into Verti, and then you know the drill here. You've paid 2,000, send a spell resolves, summon Dragoon, and then you've just gone Dragoon for nothing. And you've still got resource, 3 other cards in your hand. If you didn't use them, along with the utility of the Golden Land and Eldlich Engrave. So yeah, so that's the combo. I hate to call it a combo, but it's just how it works. It's necessarily, and ideally you wouldn't do this like turn 1 or turn 2, but it is an option and a win condition the deck can use, so why not? So yeah, so thanks guys. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, like if you want to see more videos like this, and then stay up to date with my Twitter and Instagram, and I'll see you guys soon. So thanks for watching, take care, goodbye.